Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Wait, do I even need a microphone? Probably not. I'm loud and obnoxious. It's part of my charm. This is my legal disclaimer, and also the key to that. Yes, there is a theme, but because I'm going to talk about some of the things that I do, and I mean, some of them are going to be very cringeworthy. Like, oh, you're a horrible person. You remember the kittens? I'm adorable. Okay. I will not try to steal from you, ruin you financially, or kill you unless you pay me first. It's like there's got to be a contract. Everybody gets so paranoid. It's like when we hear about that, and I'm like, look, are you paying me? It's like, does a dentist do work for free? No. It's like if I'm gonna rob you, it's like you better be paying me. It's like, so just remember the kids when we get to that part. And yes, there is a theme. One is of a very crappy Bluetooth keyboard. Okay, wait, or user error, okay, there we go. This is, obviously the theme is, this is a throwback 15 years ago from yes, because I'm old, stop, don't calculate. When I did the DEF CON 19 talk, steal everything, kill everyone, blah, blah, blah. That was the talk. And that's me, that stylish, ridiculous looking man right there. And we all know where we are, so. I know you're supposed to tell you, like, I'm supposed to give you all the reasons why you should listen to me. You shouldn't. It's like, so I will just say, I've robbed a bank on National Geographic. It's like I've done a Wired interview and other news agencies. I scream at people a lot. You're going to see that personally. But let's get to the important stuff. That top one, that's K2SO, my newest motorcycle I love and I ride all the time. That one was my first one, which was Talon, the Riker. I also like to do weird things in weird places, like jumping out of perfectly good planes in Mossel Bay, South Africa, or getting in trouble for messing with the ruins of Cambodia. And it's like, and I'm like, they're ruins. It's in the name. How can I mess it up? And then almost getting shot by guards at the Pyramid of Giza, but that was a whole other story. But anybody here play No Man's Sky? That's the important part. Yes. Have you seen the new Swarm Expedition? Oh my gosh, dude, it's like I literally had to start getting onto it. It's like in the hotel last night because I was like, I got to get into it. I know it's 2 months, but it's like, I love building the bases. My son got me into Warframe, which I hate them because it's like Fortnite, but more expensive. And it's like, so yeah, that is, don't give me, I have access to adult money, okay? It's horrible. But I love building bases and stuff, and that's my ship that I built, and that's my base that looks like it's out in like a big spaceship. It's really cool. It's like Minecraft for old nerds. Oh yeah, that's all that, okay. And if you want to talk about No Man's Sky later, we can. This whole talk is having deja vu about something you probably didn't want to remember anyway. I have to apologize. I think I have one of the slides that is new, and it's not been taken from one of my other talks, and I tried not to do that. But yes, when you get that feeling like, I've seen that slide before. Yes, we're gonna get to that, but that's part of the whole freaking talk. So let's check on how it's going, shall we? This is where it started. You know, I'm still doing the same thing. I go by the rule, I aim to misbehave, let's go be bad guys. In other words, I don't care about compliancy. I'm not going to audit you, you don't have to worry. PCI, Sarbanes, Oxley, Graham Bluch Riley, any other old white dude, I don't care. I'm there to F you up. I want to be the worst possible thing in the worst possible way at the worst possible time. I'm really great at parties, trust me, okay? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I would be if I ever got invited, but it's like I'm pretty sure I'd be great at parties, okay? It's like, but that's the whole point. It's like I'm there just to attack you like an attacker would. It's like, and the other one is, I'm this guy or guys. Have you ever seen the movie Sneakers? Yes. Sneakers is one of the best red team hacking movies. It's like Hackers is one of the best hacking cultural movies. It's like War Games is one of the best, movies, and Swordfish is an abomination. Well, sorry, we'll just stop. We'll just leave it at those three. Okay, that's just my commentary. Now, this is how it really started. People come to me, and when I talk about DEF CON 19, I can't talk about DEF CON 19 without being honest about it. That talk on YouTube is the one that I go to when I'm in my deepest depression so I can read the comments about how horrible I am. It's like, it is one of the cringiest videos I've ever done in my life. It is like one of my low points. And there was a lot of background drama going on. But also at the same time, when anyone from anywhere in the world, and I mean like anywhere, from Uzbekistan to Brazil, I've had people come up to me and tell me, I got into the industry because I saw your DEF CON 19 talk. Your DEF CON 19 talk changed my whole trajectory of my life and stuff with my family and my employment and how I looked at security. And so I don't go and tell them like, well, dude, that sucked. It's like, but no, it's like, that's what I'm thinking. But it's like, I started out at DEF CON 17 was my first talk I ever gave in 2009 called I'm Walking Through a City Made of Glass with a Bag Full of Rocks. And it was talking about cyber warfare and some of the stuff that I was researching and learning and actually going to certain places to see what really is going on. And it was a pretty good talk. And during 2009, while I was doing that, I ran into a guy who does red teaming, like professional, cool, awesome red teaming. And he gives talks on it. And I was so inspired by that guy. It's like that I was like, I want to do that. And I went back to my work at the bank where I'd been blue teamed for over 10 years, and I was telling them, I want to start trying to test our security. It's like, and so they said, okay, we've got some banks in this, these branches in this new city that we just branched out to. Why don't you go, here's a list of 10 of them. Why don't you go try to attack them? It's like, because it's like, I got all the networking defenses done. I had segmented our network so much, it's like everybody hated me. And that's when you know you're really doing a good job in cybersecurity, okay? And it's like, so I got all that done. And so I went out and I went to go and start seeing if I could do it from social engineering side. After the fourth consecutive, breaking into the branch, I got a call from the owner saying, okay, you can stop now, Jayson. We're good. And that's when I realized that I really loved doing social engineering and I'm really good at robbing banks. So it's like I started doing that and I started giving talks on it. It's like, and that's where DEF CON 18 happened, where I did the DEF CON 18 talk about social engineering. But I was literally hardly had any experience in it. It's like I was just trying to learn, but I was overeager and I wanted to talk about what I was learning and what I was doing. And it turns out that that person who inspired me, who I thought was so amazing, petty AF, he hated me so much when I was giving the DEF CON 19 version of a talk in another country. He came up to me drunk with his entourage right before my talk and told me, it's going to be my personal mission to destroy you this year because I'm tired of you talking. And I was like, okay, when my children talk to me about bullies at school, he is the story that I talk about. Wonderful person for our community, 10 times better at his job than I'm ever going to be because he actually has executive function and he knows what he's doing. But that's about it. He inspired me, and I used that inspiration to do a talk like he did. And that wasn't good for him. Always feel free to freaking copy my stuff. If I inspire you to give a talk like I've done before, you're going to present it in a way that resonates with someone that I would never resonate with. We don't need less talks about Nmap. Ask Theodore, the creator of Nmap. We need more. Because the way you will speak and say something is going to be different. Never self-gatekeep yourself saying, oh, no one's, there's too many of these kind of talks. Or I don't want to feel like people think I'm copying them. I was sitting at a BSides one time where a guy was actually giving a talk, was pretty similar to mine, in 2013. And the guy next to me kept going. And I'm like, yeah, this is one of the biggest compliments I've ever gotten. And that's the way it should be. But at DEF CON 19, my dear bully let me know that I was going to be outed and I was going to be shown as a fraud. He was going to disrupt my talk. As you'll notice throughout that whole talk, I kept saying, okay, okay, okay. Trust me, count all the Mr. Mackey comments in the YouTube. You can't. I lose track at about 70 and then I just start crying. But still, it's like there's a lot of them. And it's like, because I was trying to get confirmation because I was feeling so unsure. I was like a wreck giving this talk. But it made an impact on people. And that's what it's about. It's about trying to make a positive impact for your clients and for people in general. If you're not trying to do this to make people better protected, you suck. I mean, yeah. So I only started with instinct and zero experience. So I decided to walk in like I owned the place with a rubber ducky and maybe a suit, when I had to, and possibly walk out with more than data. And these are all pictures from a long time ago where I was just robbing places. And those are behind teller lines in other countries. There's a computer that I stole right there in the picture to the right. That's me walking in behind the teller line. I was so rude, I didn't even say hello. I just unplugged the computer from the teller line and walked out with it. But I stopped before I left and took a picture of it as I did it. And there's a USB old rubber ducky, and there's the payload on the screen as I'm doing it. So that's the whole point. It's like we think, oh, that is basic. It's like, I mean, those were like the old school, like people didn't know about USB drives. There were no defenses against that. And here, because at the beginning of the 21st century, we were so concerned about 0 days, but not a USB drive. This is me behind a bank in Beirut, Lebanon. Here's the actual camera footage. And that was just that blur right there was me going this way. And if you wait, this is zoomed in, sped up, but like 2 minutes later, I think it's 2 minutes and 25 seconds or something. 2 minutes, 25 seconds later, it's like all of a sudden, you're going to see me popping up behind the teller line. This is one of the first actual professional, okay, none of my stuff's professional, but one of the first really big time bank jobs I've done where I didn't know the people. And the guy was depositing right there at the screen at the top, was the scariest person in the whole freaking building. I wasn't afraid of guards. I wasn't afraid of employees or the manager, because that's the manager helping me and escorting me around. I was afraid of the guy depositing $100,000 in cash. He frightened me, okay? But yeah, so I was just sitting in the chair. I was rolling around. That was how it started. Has it changed though, really? 15 years ago, isn't it way harder to pull that kind of stuff off now? Because we've got USB rights management, right? You can't just plug a USB drive in and have it just operate. There's no auto run. Remember, a lot of the attacks were based off of auto run, Well, that's fixed. So we solved that problem, right? Well,
They're actually my real hearing aids. I'll be in a suit.
those are my
looking all
hearing aids right
professional, and I'm
there.
like, can I charge the hearing aids on your computer because the power on the wall is too powerful? What monster's not going to let me charge my hearing aids? I plug it in.
I'll do a
and
demo of that
it's
a little
game
bit
over.
in just a
You're
second. I want to
compromised.
show the
All right,
cable.
so all I do is just plug this in and
Now
it'll
this is what
attack
I'm
my
using.
computer?
Just plug it in.
Oh, all right, let's see what happens.
No one's touching the keyboard, nothing up our sleeve.
What? Look, it just opened something. Oh man, it's like typing all this stuff on here. If I let you charge those.
So that basically is how to, because I will now go in a suit and I will go up to a person, a receptionist or an associate or assistant, people that are naturally helpers, and I'm going to look at them and I'm going, oh, hello, I'm trying to, I got to go to a meeting and my hearing aids are charging to me. This is so embarrassing because I need you to get in the meeting and I can't hear them because you put it up as hard as my hearing aids on your computer. I don't mean it to be a problem. What monster's not going to let me do that? Remember the kittens, okay? I've robbed a place in a wheelchair before. I'm robbing you. We've established my moral fiber. You're being robbed. Would you prefer a gun? So it's like, that's how that works. And now there's other ways. Remember 15 years ago, sending a malicious email was like shooting fish in a barrel? Because I'm funny. Look at this message from 2011 recruitment plan from the webmaster at beyond.com, 2011 recruitment plan, an Excel file. I forwarded this file to you for review. Please open and view it. Do you think that was very successful? That Excel sheet had a 0 day worth millions, if Microsoft was still paying for vulnerabilities. But it had a 0 day that was worth millions. And what company clicked that open? RSA. That's when they talk about the supply chain attack, when RSA talks about how they were attacked and they lost all the seed files, somehow they forget to mention it was this that did it. It started with this. Yes, the Excel sheet was exquisite and diabolical. Exquisitely diabolical? Doesn't matter. I've been watching a lot of The Boys lately, don't judge me. It's like, so it was diabolical, but it was the human element that wasn't prepared for. And we forget about that. But that was 2011. People really weren't that familiar with phishing and what it was. They were only seeing 419 scams. They were seeing the Nigerian princes. They weren't prepared for people that were actually crafting to go into the workplace. So it's gotten way better, but unfortunately the fish are still biting. Because while I was robbing this is an actual email I sent robbing a bank with the solar eclipse. Why did I use the solar eclipse to rob a bank? Because it was funny. Don't judge me, okay? I thought it would be hilarious. And it's like, and while I did that, that's not the whole thing about the email. That's not what I want to point out. What the thing that, because this was a very successful attack. You see that big bar at the very top? That was their external email warning file. The message, it was multicolored, it was fancy. Telling them, external email. Why was my attack so successful? Because I used that to rob them with it. I knew the external email warning was going to be there. So I created a message from Bob, and then I forwarded it to myself, telling Bob, here's the message we're going to be sending out to the employees. We want you to send this out. It's like it's going to tell them about the new ad campaign that we're doing for the Eclipse. It's like, do you approve of it? And then I forwarded it to myself. Once I forwarded it to myself, I then hit forward again, changed the email headers at the very bottom part of the email message so it would actually correspond with the actual authentic email addresses. And then I copied and pasted their external banner that I had gotten and acquired, and I pasted it in that bottom part of the message. And then I replied as the CEO saying, this looks really good, this is fine, you send it out. It's like I'm not gonna do it, but you just send it out, that should be fine, here's the list. And then below his name, sincerely, I put in parentheses, sent from my iPhone. Because when people see that, they think, oh, they make forgiveness for spelling mistakes. It's human nature. I'm not attacking your consciousness, your mind. I'm going after the co-pilot, the firmware that triggers and tells you something sketchy. So when I then forwarded the email again, I didn't put the external banner on, and I sent this message. Their system put the external message on. An employee opened it, was like, oh, this is sketchy. They start reading, oh no, it's the same suit. Yeah, this is totally legit. And they clicked it. I used their own defenses against them because that's what attackers do. It's not about the technology if you can actually still circumvent the 8th layer, the human layer. Those born in the 1900s weren't prepared for this other thing called vishing. I don't know why everything has to be an ishing, but it's all about the ishing now, okay? It's like, so the ishings were like really bad back then because no one really knew about, vishing attacks. But we all know about vishing attacks now, right? It's like, anybody here from MGM Grand? It's like, you know about vishing attacks, right? It's like, okay, all right, very good. But with Gen Z, though, now you got to use AI. It's 2026, you got to have AI in it, okay? It's like you got to understand how AI works. It's like anybody that understands how AI works. So I'm like, but do you really? Because these are a couple of the ones that I did. I didn't use fancy AI technology. I used me and a YouTube playlist I have called Hacker Help. Hacker Help has background noises from hospitals, being in a car, a club, a call center, an office area, babies crying. It's like, I've got a soundtrack, 10-hour loop of babies crying. What monster recorded that? I mean, I appreciate it because I can use it, but what monster made that? That's what we should be looking at. It's like, so that's also what I've got in there. Let's see how those work, okay? Here's the first one. It's like I didn't use the soundtrack on this one.
This back to the cat, dog, temp, password.
He's resetting the password.
User, you don't have access to your email, right?
Not right now, not until I get everything back up. I mean, the doctor said that the chemo was going to mess with my memory, but I just didn't know it was going to be this bad.
I got you. I apologize about that. I'm sure we can get this figured out for you.
You apologize for my cancer.
Thank you.
No problem. Anything else we can do for you?
That'll be it. That's all I needed, right?
Remember the kittens. And I've had cancer before. I'm not appropriating, okay? It's like, it wouldn't have stopped me, but still. But that's the whole point. It's like it just took that to get it done. Now, I want to show you the best call that I did. I honestly, to this day, this is the best phishing call I've ever done.
I'm giving her an account or two to make her feel, like she's working and pulling her own and stuff. I know it's that nepotism stuff, but it's like, it's not a bad thing.
I'm working with security on this to see what we can do, at least for your wife's account. That being said, I still want you to try and log into VMware and see if you can find that file anywhere in the shared drive. If it's in the S drive, you would have access.
All right, where's the VMware?
Is it a do you see a green and white cloud icon on there?
The cloud's blue. It's a OneDrive.
Not that. We want VMware Horizon. Is there a search bar that you can see anywhere where you can type in VMware Horizon?
The search bar. Where is that? Is that on on the browser, like Google? You want me to Google it?
No. So on the very bottom of the screen, there should be like a box that has like a magnifying glass on it. Do you happen to see that?
Yeah. The magnifying glass. I see that.
Yeah. Click on that, and I want you to type in VMware in that.
VMware. Okay.
Open that up.
It's not show. It's showing me a website. I could have done that in the Google.
Okay, so we don't want the Google. We want the actual VMware. It should be a green and white cloud icon. If you don't see that,
No.
Understand one important thing. Why is that the best call I've ever done? I always do educational attacks. It's like I guarantee with the client that I will get caught at some point. I don't want to always be successful. I want them to be able to have a win. You don't just punch down. You've got to teach up. You got to get someone to reference, like, this person, this is what this person did right. This is what this person did right, and this is how they stopped them. Not, these are all the things you did wrong. Don't do those anymore. And so they gave me a whole list of people that I was supposed to attack, and I got mixed results. It's like mostly successful. It's like, and then for the one that they wanted to guarantee that I would get caught, they said, here's this woman's account, try to get into her account. I'll try. You know, I didn't think I was going to pull that one off. So I thought I'd go in as the husband, and he was in his 40s. So I decided to add an extra 40 years or so, okay? And the problem was, my wife, we were at my son-in-law's house for the holidays, and he does not do anything, gosh darn, anything decent. It's like she slipped on the stairs. What? You don't de-ice your stairs? And she broke her hip and her jaw, and I need to get access to that system now. It's like one time, I mean, it was 2 years ago he ruined Thanksgiving. He burned the turkey. What kind of grown man burns a turkey? And it's like I had to deal with it. And I'm not even on my own computer. I gotta use this newfangled system he's got with a glowy keyboard. Why do you need glowy keyboards? And it's like back in my day, we didn't have 40 minutes. I was on that call. I used to do IT support. I've had PTSD nightmares about guys like what I was doing. He was kind, he was considerate, empathetic, and he did not deviate from security policy. And if you are not celebrating the successes of your clients when they do the right thing, you suck. That was amazing. He did awesome. I loved it. I didn't get in. That was a perfect freaking call. And I was making it difficult. I wasn't trying to hand it to him. I was making it obviously pretty effing difficult. But he did not deviate from security policy. But, you know, it's still 2026, so let's see if a Gen Xer can do it. Does anybody know who Jamie Dimon is? He's some guy with lots of money, so we're supposed to listen to what he says because he's got money, because that's how we work now. Well, I decided to rob a financial place, so I decided to use his voice, but there's guardrails with AI. You can't just use a famous person's voice, but they'll let you edit a famous person's voice. You just can't publish it.
Hi, Jayson. It's Jamie Dimon. I just got off a call, and I was made aware of something.
Does that sound pretty close to people that know Jamie Dimon? And that was just with the first couple of edits. I could have done more. And it's like, but what I did was I recorded it on my iPhone as I was working on it with my computer, bypassing their guardrails. Oops. So that's how that works. So basically, that's all just to say the number one fact, I'm getting in. Maybe we shouldn't just always try to prepare about what happens to make sure if someone doesn't get in, and use some energy and stuff, how quickly does your company detect it? And how efficiently do they respond? Instead of trying to make it where it's a pass-fail and your employees are failing you, why don't you make it where your employees are properly educated to detect when something's fishy, empowered to notify security, and then you respond to it? It's like, because employees and humans are not the weakest link, they're the least invested in. But we're still going on with AI and our blinky boxes and zero trust and EDR and MDR and KMFDM or whatever, and pen testers and red teams doing it by the numbers and following scope like a good little hacker that cyber criminals laugh at. And we're not doing the basics. But also, once again, before, I don't want to just keep on ranting, let's go and do some AI stuff, okay? But I don't do AI like everybody else because, mostly everybody else has actual experience and they're technical. So how do I do it? I do what I do. I social engineered my AI. First of all, I was trying to do this example in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So first I find out what the largest bank is because I wanted to do this randomly. I found it, and I've social engineered my AI to, first of all, have a multiple personality disorder. It's got multiple facets. So whenever I mention a different name than its main name, it knows I'm asking for that. And one of my agents is a travel expert who also knows about the cultural and geographical ethnicity of the places that I'm going to. Because people don't realize there's as much difference between Boston and Baton Rouge as there is between Baton Rouge and Boston and Beijing. The biggest myth society's ever sold us is different. People are people. And every small little city and town, they have different rivalries. From Boston, you got to make fun of the New Yorker people. You got to talk about the traffic. You know how to say Worcestershire properly. I come from Houston, so I know how to say Kirkendall. It's a street in Houston. Everybody from Houston knows how to say Kirkendall. There's no R in the name Kirkendall. There's a U and a Y in the name. And it's pronounced Kirkendall, you heathen. Because that's our geographical ethnicity. And that's what I'm trying to attack, to blend in and try to make people feel comfortable with me. So, hi, Krager. I have a client in Sao Paulo. Their name is whatever. They're asking me to show them how I can create a new identity to blend into the company's environment, and also a full AI write-up on the local cultural nuances, such as specific slang, events, local hangouts, certain attitudes, and anything else that can help me blend into the city and bank like I have been there, while I need a mock-up just like you did for the Zurich job. Thanks, because I also wrote Zurich, but we don't talk about that one. Absolutely, Jayson. Ready to kit you out with the full Sao Paulo immersion package, just like the Zurich operation. This will give you a credible internal identity, local cultural fluency, linguistic nuance, behavioral norms, and city-specific immersion, so you appear like someone who has lived and worked in Sao Paulo for years. Below is phase 1, corporate identity package, phase 2, blah, 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 blah. Phase 1, internal identity package. Leonardo Leo Amoro Costa, age 37. I can pull off 37, right? Lie to me. Okay, there we go. Row, Alicia Senor, whatever that is. Department, CSERT, work model, manager. All this stuff is all there out there for me. Internal dialogue, bon dia, personal, tudo bom, blah, 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 blah. Messages you might send, personal, whatever. It gives me all the information. I don't know Portuguese. I barely know English. Oh, actually, I work for a UK company, so I've been advised that I don't know English either. I know American. So it's like I barely know American. Sao Paulo cultural linguistic immersion, fast-paced, pragmatic, direct but polite, multicultural, coffee-driven, proudly urban, walk fast always, don't smile at strangers, but be polite, no shortcuts like marginal, paleras, whatever those are, complain lightly about traffic and weather, essential Sao Paulo slang, specific cultural notes. When I showed this in Sao Paulo, it's authentic. It was accurate because they were freaking out. It literally details all the information. That's what AI can do. We're talking about Claude and coding. It's like, this is how you can social engineer it to help you social engineer people. Because once again, it's bypassing the co-pilot, the brain, so it doesn't trigger a warning. And there's local hangouts for employees after work, not the locals, not the tourist plots. These are the actual, one guy drove me by one of them because he thought it was so crazy. While we were driving somewhere, he drove me by one of the local hangouts that was listed here because it was accurate. Local events and seasonal culture cues, cybersecurity employees, small talk topics, behavioral, morning routine, lunch culture, commuting comments, quick one-sentence camouflage responses. And would you like me to follow it to generate next? A professional formatted PDF identity, a briefing package, a version of this, a slide deck, a role-playing script showing you walking into, on day one, a linguistic cheat sheet you can memorize in under 24 hours, all that. Never been to this city before, supposedly, and I'd be able to get in and act like a local there. That's how AI can be used. But that brings us to the end of my lecture, also known as, old man yells at cloud. And usually it's like, what I love about my talks is I usually tell you about all the bad things I can do, and then I tell you about the defensive side. I don't want to be told just how it's broken if you're not going to also tell me how to fix something. If you don't tell me how to fix something that you're showing that you broke, you're wasting my effing time. Anybody can break something. It's like I know 3 or 4 different ways that I can destroy the Mona Lisa in the Louvre while it's still on the wall. I'm not going to be able to paint it. I'm not going to make it marketed so people actually think that that's the thing you got to see when you go to the Louvre. That is not the best piece of artwork that still survives from Leonardo da Vinci, but it's the one everybody knows. That marketing agent needs to make more money, okay? But I can't do that. But why though? I spent over 15 years finding different and honestly not that different ways to show you how to make it better. When are people going to realize I have given the same talk for 15 years? You don't think I know that? Look, my talk in 2019 literally had a slide with more cowbell where I explained it to people. That was over 5 years ago. And you know why I still have those? Because we are not getting the message. It's not the technology. Stop trying to get technology to protect your people. Start empowering your people to protect the technology. Because when the technology fails, and it will, they were prepared for them to be safe. And so they're going to fail. Get people to protect the technology so when they fail, and they'll fail, your technology can be the safety net that can ease it, the compromise, and make it better. But we don't want to work on that. 15 years or 150, it doesn't matter. It's always been about leaving your clients more secure than when you started. Why are you doing your job as a red team or a pen tester if that's not what the goal is? Understand the effing assignment, people, because that's it. Your job is to validate their security. And when you validate it and when you find a flaw, you need to report it in an effective manner that management will make the change. It's time to stop testing and preparing them for an audit or a compliance review. Let them experience real-world attacks without the financial consequences before an attacker is successful at giving them both. Y'all complain about how hard and difficult it is a pen test and how it's not just, oh man, that's like too difficult to do. It's like, we don't want to do that. We don't want to work with that time. Or I don't want to go through security awareness training. Those PowerPoints are just boring. Firefighters fight in classrooms that are literally on fire. Buckle up, Buttercup. Their classroom is on fire. Because you have to experience what's going on. Tellers go through live drills with people with guns and ski masks. Why aren't we also going through those kind of drills with guys in suits and USB drives? You've got to test all of that. They're always going to fail if you're not showing them what they need to defend against. You can't get mad at them for not understanding the threat because you didn't take time to actually show them what it looks like, not what compliance says they have to do. And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the scope supposed to assist the client's red teams to stay on mission and avoid mishaps? Remember when scope was actually just meant so we don't go too crazy? Now clients are using scope so there's no findings. I broke into a state treasury once. It's like because of the fact that our team had put a box in and the IT people were like, well, we put that box in for you. You wouldn't be able to break in physically and put that box in. And so the guy who was running the security company called me up. It's like, hey, Jayson, you want to break into a state treasury? And I'm like, don't threaten me with a good time. It's like, and I was like, yeah. So I did a review, and I just did a walkthrough with them. And then I explained to him, it's like, okay, I'm ready to go. It's like, well, what are you going to do? It's like, oh, I'm going to go into the office in that shared office space 50 miles away from your headquarters. Your headquarters is very scary. It's like, why would I try to break in there? You've got a direct connection from that office building. The look on their face when they realize that, they're like, okay. But Jayson, you got to do scope. Okay, so what's the scope for this attack? Well, it's a shared office space, so only come in at 5:30 after most of the business is done, because not all of those are state employees. I'm like, okay, and we don't know if anybody coming in and out of the building is a state employee, so you can't talk to anyone. Don't even say hello. You can't use any tools to open the doors either, because it's not our building. But you're allowed to be in the public area if you get in. And you can talk to the cleaning crew to see if they'll let you into the suite. Yeah, you can do that, but you can't lie to them because they're not state employees. But if you can do that, attack us like an attacker would. And I'm like, challenge accepted. This one we're gonna forget about the kittens. There's the door, it's locked. This is from a camera watch. And I didn't bother to fix the time. I'm on my phone because when you're on your phone, you're very special. I did not even say hello, I felt bad about that. And now I'm in. Okay, there I go. So now I'm inside, part one done. Now comes the worst 2 hours on a job. Well, no. Not the worst one. It's like up until that time. Then it's like when I was in Beirut and I was at a whole other thing. That was the worst 4 hours of my life. But this one was pretty bad because I'm on the spectrum and I have ADHD, and I was in 2 hours with nothing to do. There's only so many Angry Birds you can flip, tweets you can tweet, and things you can doom scroll in 2 hours. My iPhone was at 2%. It was a cry for help. But finally, 2 hours later, I heard the vacuum cleaner from upstairs in the hallway. Hallway's a public area. So I went up the stairs to talk to the cleaning crew and tell them the truth.
Hello. Hey. I'm in trying to get back into suite 190.
I am
Could you
trying
let
to
me
get
in
back.
real quick?
190?
I was there the day before.
OST 190 downstairs.
No clean. Me no.
Could you let me in? I can't get in. It's like I just went to the bathroom and I didn't have my badge.
I don't know.
Could you?
I was trying to get back in because I was there the day before. I did not have my badge. I have a valid employee ID badge. I didn't say it was theirs. And I did have to go to the bathroom. I was there for 2 hours, people. Don't judge. All of that is true.
Could you try?
And I couldn't get in because they wouldn't let me use a crowbar or lockpicking.
Thanks. I just gotta do one thing real quick.
Destroy their network, one thing. That's all I had to do.
Working too late.
I am working late. Like I said, I'm not robbing you for free.
You need
Now, the important part is,
Yeah, I don't have the key to get in.
I get on the phone.
yes.
Yes, yes.
I come in.
Okay, thanks. Right. Yeah, she's got the key. Okay, I'm good, thanks. Bye.
Did I say that?
Thank you.
Okay.
See you later.
And you see, as I was walking in, I said, oh yeah, she's got the key, don't worry about it. Because that, from the co-pilot goes, oh, it was fine, someone else was gonna help them. I'm just being helpful doing it already. I have done that so many places, like, oh, no, don't, stay in your office, I'll meet you in a second, they'll let me in. And the person will let me in. It's like, it's because you don't judge it because you're overhearing a conversation you're not supposed to be listening to. The person wouldn't deliberately say something so you could hear it. That's crazy talk. So this is one of my favorite slides. FYI, breaking them or finding a vulnerability is not what you're being paid to do. Stop feeling pressured to punch them to see if they have a plan and concentrate on validating their security and reporting findings effectively to management. And this was my boss. He didn't know I was going to use this slide, so sorry. But a dead end is not a failure. It is proof. I created the resilience signal framework, which is what we're trying to get installed internally, where there's actually a column for when we do the breaches and the policies that we tell what the client's defense and blue team did right. When they caught us, when they denied an attack, when they found us trying to breach their system. We make sure that's in the report every single time. We're not showing them a snapshot on where they failed. We're showing them an evolution of how they've improved over the attacks. Because they are getting attacked already. And some of them by better people than you, 24/7 from all over the world, especially Paraguay. Don't get me started on Paraguay. It's like all over the place. Paraguay has got the scariest APT group in the planet. Seriously, think about it. Every time you hear about an APT group exposed, it's China and Russia because they're a bunch of amateurs. You never hear about the Paraguayans though, do you? Think about it, okay? I'm never going to Paraguay, I guess. But still, that's the whole point, is that they're getting attacked already. They're not paying you to attack them. They're paying for the report. That's what you're getting paid for. You're getting paid because you need to effectively communicate that to management so they will spend actual money to fix it. And if you can't do that, congratulations. You wasted everybody's time and money. I had a red teamer one time brag about how he broke in the next year using the same vulnerability before lunch. And I looked him dead in the face, and I don't filter because I get paid to lie for a living. I don't try to do it for free. And I just told him straight out, I said, "You're admitting you suck?" I said, "What are you talking about, man? I got in under lunch." Dude, you're so bad at communicating what the findings were, you let them defenseless for a year. That's horrible. Do better. Talk ain't lying, I'm done. I want to be respectful of the next speaker. I am here all day and I will answer any question you have, and I will not stop answering questions till everybody's had their question answered. So if you want, catch me outside and I'll be right there milling about in the lobby and we can have some cool conversations hopefully. Thanks again, people.